Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and today we are working on the My Pattern number 16, which was inspired by a dress up at the mall. It was pretty cool. I mean, the dress was neat. What stuck out in my head about it, the whole thing was it was like two colors but three different patterns, and I thought, wow, that would be really kind of fascinating. Maybe we could have diamonds in the center, some wiggly lines, sort of like the smallest of the zigzag ones, and then try to throw in a curve. So that's what I tried to do with the pattern. Um, it made for a very, very complicated pattern. There's a lot of zigzags that were designed to get a color past like the so I used variegated floss, so it's hard to say. Like, let's just call that the purple group versus white. So there were times where trying to pass a purple string underneath the whites, there had to be a lot of zigzags and trading off, and the whites are moving in almost sporadic ways in order to get a purple where it needed to be, or vice versa, really. So yeah, there was a point where I did make a mistake, had to back up a little bit, but that can only really happen once, I think, in the whole process. But there was a lot of kind of stopping and trying to see, like, okay, wait, where am I? This is because there's just so much going on, and yeah, that was kind of a trick. The other thing was when it comes to a two color thing, right? You don't have to follow a line for the zigzags or whatever. If there's two different purples, you can just choose either one. And I found myself in a lot of cases, because of the purple being variegated, trying to keep a theme kind of running with it. So trying to keep the one string that was on top staying on top, or at least matching whatever I did on one side with the other side. So there would be some kind of keeping things kind of even and stuff, right? When it comes to the white, it really doesn't matter. You won't see a real difference unless you look at the back of the bracelet. But with the variegated ones, yeah, there's a lot of stuff kind of going on there. And overall, yes, it's an advanced bracelet. It's I can't candy coat that. It is not very easy to make. But that said, it was very rewarding to make. I love it. I think this is absolutely a really stunning bracelet. I was really excited to make it. It took about 2 hours. So for something of the size, I think that's actually pretty good. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm not the fastest bracelet maker. I've never claimed to be. I'm just a guy who comes up with a lot of different designs, comes up with ways of making different designs, stuff like that. So I've never claimed to be the fastest. But I do know that, like, some patterns will go faster than others. Like, if particularly if they're easy, it takes more time if you're constantly looking at the pattern trying to figure something out. So yeah, excuse me. That's kind of a thing here. And I think that's kind of what slowed this down a little bit. Was there was a lot of trying to make sure that I'm on the right track and things are going the right directions and stuff. So yeah, the curve part at the top, that was kind of really hard. And then it kind of breaks into the shallow arrowhead, which is, it's basically four down, one, four, one, four, one, right? And everybody knows my favorite arrowhead is the 5-2, right? Five down, two. Wait, is it 5-3? 5-3. Five down, three, 5-3. That's like my favorite go-to one. But there wasn't really space for doing that in this bracelet, and so this one kind of worked out pretty well. And yeah, the part that got me was the transition between this arrowhead thing, and then the diamonds that comes after it. There is a little spot where it just really threw me. I don't know. But then once I kind of saw where I was and what I was doing, I think that was part of the problem too, was just kind of knowing what's already been accomplished and what's not. This could be a pattern where if you're having difficulty like that, you maybe either print it and check it off, or you have it on a tablet or a computer and you mark off what you finished, and then it would be no trouble at all. It was just trying to go down, look at what I'm doing, look up, and be like, wait, where was I? And yeah, that's what kind of threw me off. Once you get to the diamonds in the middle, it's that part really kind of went fairly easy for me. It's not completely intuitive, but it's a lot easier than a lot of the other stuff that's going on in the bracelets, and it was kind of fun. I could almost see messing around with just doing a bracelet with those diamonds in there, just because it's kind of cute and it's kind of fun, and it's different. We'll see. I don't know if that's going to happen. But I can tell you, when I originally was playing with this idea, the bracelet that I was going to do was going to be much, much bigger. And somehow I I guess when I was looking at this and I saw like the patterns 18 strings, I was thinking, yeah, that's right. Right? There's, whatever's on the side, and counting it out, and ends up this is 18 strings coming down. In what I was thinking about in my head was because the variegated came in like a 6-pack. And so I was doing the math, like you cut it in thirds, what can this do? And my idea was I would just use all the variegated things in one bracelet and see how that turned out. And it would have been 18 strings on one side. And that's where I, like, in the math or whatever, kind of just threw me. And so this became much, much smaller. So the plan is for me to retry the whole design, but twice as wide like I originally thought. So that's something to look forward to. I'm going to be making it. So yeah, we're kind of halfway in the video here, I think. I just don't want to forget to thank my Patreon supporters and my YouTube members for making this possible. I have a lot of floss thanks to these guys, and I go through a lot of floss. If you haven't figured out, like, I'm constantly generating bracelets and bags and all kinds of things around here. So I go through a lot of embroidery floss. And so I need that kind of financial support to do this. The channel isn't making enough money for me to go through the kind of floss that I actually use all the time. So thank you guys so much for helping me. I really, I like this. It's not even like a job for me. Well, it kind of is. I lose my mind when I fall behind in schedules and stuff. So, but I still love what I do. I love producing the videos. I love doing the edits for you and adding in little surprises and different things. So, yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way. I really do enjoy it. Yeah, so here in the diamonds, the white ones, like there's just one strand that does the middle, so it has to kind of bounce. And then, so the middle purple one, it's got two purples, so the middle part isn't a thing. But the white ones only have the one white, and on the edges there's only one purple. So getting the strings to kind of land in the right areas and stuff was a bit of a trick, but I love it. That was pretty cool. It solved a problem, made a thing happen. I love that. I think that is really brilliant. It's a lot of fun. Um, like I said, I could honestly see just doing a bracelet based on those diamonds. Just because, oh, so yeah, doubling this. So I used half of all of the variegated. So to double the pattern is going to be a thing where I don't have this variegated to go with. What what made for me this variegated different than anything else that I had, and this was just a sample pack that I got out of from a company on AliExpress. What made this one different for me is the fact that most of the variegated floss basically goes from like kind of a lightest version of the color, say like a lightest purple up to a dark purple and then back. It's almost like they took white string and they just barely dyed part of it and then heavily dyed the rest. And that's almost all of them. This one, though, goes from like bright pinks to purples to light purple. It's just, it's got different colors, right? So that was why I wanted to try. I wanted to see what this is like. I can say that it is closer to the thickness of DNC floss, and mixing that with the other stuff that I get from China does make it a little bit weird because the white floss is considerably bigger than this stuff is. So if it looks a little bit wonky, if the white ones look like they're just a little bit bigger and being squished in and stuff, it is. It's really a thing. If I was going to make a bag out of this, I would have to remake a swatch to be able to calculate out sizes because there would be a size difference using this floss for sure. And mixing it could get really confusing and weird and stuff. But I mean, I really don't kind of plan on doing a variegated bag. I like the floss. I like the way it looks when you do stuff with it, but I don't think that's really gonna I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. Unless you guys really like insist and say this is something you guys want to see on the channel, and it would be a ways down the we in order to get good deals on floss, you often have to buy bulk. And I had been planning on trying to get rid of as much of the floss that I had as possible. But then somebody asked for something and they had very specific colors in mind. It was a bigger project and I didn't have the colors for it. So I had to go and buy more floss. And of course that turned into what, 2.25 kg of floss that just recently came. So I don't know if you saw that video, but yeah, so I now have the drawers are packed and I don't want to buy more floss for a while. Although I guess, I guess the variegated place is different. So maybe I wouldn't have to buy as much in bulk. I don't know. I just don't want to buy more floss right now, guys. It's, I really trying to use up what I have. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I have no idea what's happening. Everything's chaotic. At this point, going back into the thing coming from the other side, this seemed kind of easier. I don't know why. I liked it better to some extent. It just went easier. Oh, and you might have noticed I did try segmenting it to the best of my abilities. It's not, well, I may have been able to segment better, but a lot of how I did the segmenting and a lot of how I did anything on this was about making sure that it was easier for me to see where I was leaving off at, because that was really a big thing. Like that's what was holding me up the most, was trying to look back at the pattern and determining where I was. So making this thing bigger, I can just imagine it's just going to get even harder, because my plan is to kind of stick to the general overall, the diamonds, the wavy lines and the curves. But having twice as much room, I might have more room to play with the curve. And if that works out, maybe I can get it to branch off and do like a Y, like a plant does or something. I don't know. I don't know. It's like I said, I'm really excited about doing the next version of this. Not to take away from how much fun and how nice this was. Just the next version is going to be very, very interesting. So I am excited. Um, oh, I was saying I don't have the variegated, so the double one might just be, well, I do have some variegated string. I don't know if I have enough to pull off the project per se. I do have some, but the alternative is maybe I do the either colors that were similar to the dress that was the inspiration, or maybe I just do like a kind of a neutral gray or something with a neon or something like that. I don't know. Um, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I could either ask the YouTube members or the Patreon people what they think and see if I can get some kind of input. But yeah, I don't know. There's so many possibilities, and that's the part that kind of gets me going is, oh, that would look nice. Oh, but that also would look nice. And then I end up in this conundrum trying to figure out, which is the better way. And sometimes it kind of blocks me from actually getting anything done because I don't know what to do with myself. I'm going to try to avoid that. And yeah, we'll see. Oh, by the way, going through the strings, well, there was no problem with one color being used much more than the rest. Um, I don't know what that was about. I don't know why that worked out so well. Um, there was a lot of zigzags. I thought that what that meant that there was going to be a lot of cases where I ended up using one of the strands way more than others. It didn't happen though. It turned out with yeah, lots of string left over. Um, so yeah, definitely, definitely did like it though. I really did enjoy making it, even though it was difficult. So there you go. So we're almost to the end here, and it shows the big reveal and all that kind of stuff. So I, again, I really do appreciate you guys hanging out with me. It does mean the world to me. Um, it's awesome. So, and there's the bracelet, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hope you guys are inspired. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.